The Union Jack, okay, is the reunification of Jacob. That's what it means, because King James unified all the tribes of England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and France, as it turns out, because all of these were from the different the northern and southern kingdoms of Israel. So he unified them into the United Kingdom. So, as I said, this is all biblical. So the Union Jack means the reunification of Jacob. So Guy Fawkes wasn't there to try and blow up Parliament. He was actually sent by the Catholic Church to assassinate King James. Yes, because they didn't want the book to be readable by ordinary people. And that's what King James had done. He had the book translated into English so that anybody could read it. So this is Charles II. He was known as the Black Boy. You can actually still find pubs around the country called the Black Boy Inn. And there's at least one or two of them that have a whitenized version of King Charles. But, they're named after King Charles as the Black Boy. And, I think this is an actual painting of him that didn't get whitenized, but alongside there's an engraving that shows him, and he's obviously a black guy. So what happened to the black people of the British Isles? I just want to draw your attention to this definition of Negro. Number 3 here, any person with some Negro ancestors. This is what they count us as. If you've got any Negro ancestors, one drop of Negro blood makes you a Negro. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So rape and pillage was one of their primary weapons of war. And we'll see, I think, here. Yeah. So that film was actually telling the truth, even though it was couched in kind of lies there. But yes, it was telling the truth. This is how they ended up whitenizing Ireland and Scotland. Now, here's the process. There's another film called Rabbit Proof Fence that actually detailed the process and their thinking. And here we go.
Dave, the sound is not on the film?
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, hang on.
And be absorbed in the white population. Now, time and again, I am asked by some white man, if I marry this coloured person, will our children be black? And as Chief Protector of Aborigines, it is my responsibility to accept or reject those marriages. Is the answer. 3 generations. Half grandmother, quadroon daughter, octoroon grandson. Now, as you can see in the 3rd generation, or 3rd cross, no trace of native origin is apparent. The continuing infiltration of white blood finally stamps out the black colour. The Aboriginal has simply been bred up.
So it was an intentional thing. It was an intentional plan. Read out the remainder. Now, this is a very rare moment that where something in history kind of coincides with something in the present. So I was reading this book called Sex and Race by J.R. Rogers, and in it talks about Dr. Samuel Johnson and his Negro servant Frank Barber, or Francis Barber. And as I was reading this, somebody sent me a video. And it was about Francis Barber. So starting, I think.
Francis had a son called Isaac. Isaac had a son called Enoch. Enoch had a son called Edward. Edward had a son called Norman. And Norman had a son called Cedric, and that's me. And it's as direct as that. That's my family tree on my father's side, going back 250 years. Historians sometimes say that there's a mystery about the disappearance of the black Georgian population, that we know numbered thousands. But really the answer to that mystery is you, yes. We're going around in disguise, in camouflage, walking about the place, and many people don't know. But I'm glad that I know. I'm proud of that, because they're mine, and because it's my history, and I feel sorry for people who don't know.
So this guy is, according to the definition of a Negro, this guy's a Negro. Your lineage is passed down from the father. So again, according to the control system, he'd be called a Negro. And there's a lot of people walking around in this country who don't know their real heritage. Now, this is a friend of mine on Facebook, and she's Welsh. And if you see by her face, she's got a slightly wider nose than usual, and slightly fuller lips, dark hair and dark eyes. And when the sun comes out, she goes very dark straight away. And while I was talking to her, she sort of went, "My dad's black," even though he's white, But you can see down here, he's got the afro, and he's got slightly black features, even though he's white, and his parents were supposedly white. Again, this is a DNA that you can't really easily get rid of. And right next to it here is an excerpt from a book called Riddle of Prehistoric Times from 1911, and it talks about the little dark Welshmen who were the Iberians. So again, there's lots of corroboration to what I'm talking about here.
So, Dave, just because we want to allow time for questions, and we've got to start the next presentation at 8:30.
Okay.
It's 8:15 now, so we just want to see how long of your presentation.